we
Yep.
go. Disappeared.
At least you're getting a black screen. Yeah, we can
Now we
see
got
it. I can
just
go
up.
full in slideshow mode.
How do I do
Just
it?
hit from beginning, the very first button.
Right
Yeah,
there.
perfect.
Hey guys, can you hear us?
Perfect. She does.
Mrs. C hears us. Can anybody else hear us? Okay, great.
No.
Glad. I think Marina and Ronnie and Hero says barely. Can you hear me loud now? I don't know if it's on our side or your side. Some people say loud and clear. Aladdin doesn't hear us, but everybody else hears us. Okay, well, we might as well get going. And we'll put this as a video up on the website and send out a link in the forums so that if you can't hear us, hopefully the video you can capture and listen to and get kind of the verbal overview of what we're talking about today. Um, Again, we meet every month, so we're excited that you could join us and get our update. We wanted to go through and we'll give you kind of the status of where we're at. And love all your feedback. So glad you're joining us, and I'll tell you where we're at with some of your feedback. So I'm going to get going. And today it's Chris Klaus, CEO of Kaneva, and with me I have Minaz, our CTO. I don't know if you want to say.
Hey guys, how's everyone?
And also we have Jeff Pearson, who's actively helping us QA everything and running this event. I don't know if you want to say hello.
Hi everyone.
Excellent. So we're gonna get going and go into that's who's here today, at least in the conference room. So thanks for participating. So with that, high level agenda is go through the new features, upcoming features, and then we still have one remaining contest on Build a Town, and then we wanted to open up for a Q&A at the end, see if we can't answer any of your questions and feedback from there. So let me jump into what are the new features we've recently released. We did a big update last week. Um, last the features we just released this month in the game world, we added slot machines, rewards and vendors. Basically, the use of a paintbrush within the game worlds and some media improvements. And so we'll get into what each of those do, and love to get your feedback on that, on each of these features. One of the things we're going to be doing is putting a lot of these features, like the slot machines and the paintbrush. We plan on putting those into the town template, and I'll get some detail on that as well, so that you guys can see working examples of how these features work. And love to see you try them out and give us some feedback. Basically, in the 3D world, we're adding like slot machines where you can put in basically prizes, different random loot, and then if you pay some, put a certain amount of coins into the machine, you have a chance of winning some of that loot. Every once in a while, you may not win some loot, but overall, it's kind of creating a game of trying out various slots and seeing if you can win. Has anybody seen this yet in the gameplay?
We launched this about last Tuesday,
Yeah.
so you
So,
should have seen it. If you are looking at your game objects, you'd have seen it then.
all right. So most people have not seen it. So we'll be looking to put that in the town template, as well as probably K-Town, and get everybody's feedback on this. So keep an eye out for it. It should be in your gaming tab. If you're building a world, you'll should be able to find that in your gaming tab. Let us know if you haven't been able to find it. The other thing that we just launched is a credit and reward vendor. The idea here is to sell game items. in this vendor so that you can sell them for rewards or credits. Again, this is kind of in the experiment phase. We're putting it in the town template. We're going to be updating that. Should be available for you next week. And that will allow you to test it out and give us some feedback where you could run over to the vendor, spend rewards, and get some as a player, get some game items. The direction we're trying to go with this is that the world owner would actually get some commission on those rewards and credits spent. So if credits get spent on the world, it's a 70% commission, and if it's rewards, it's a 10% commission. And so I saw Mrs. C. Yes, I do have a cold. I apologize. I've unfortunately been coughing for a little while, so hopefully that goes away soon. Um, but anyway, so this is the credit and reward vendor. Look forward to getting your feedback on this. Have you guys seen this yet? Has anybody tried this feature yet? If not, it's something worth checking out. We're putting this into the template. Love to get your feedback as we roll this out. Next thing, I did see quite a few people mentioning the paintbrush. I think that was actually put into K-Town. What we're trying to do is allow players to be able to kind of create in somebody else's world, and they can earn a paintbrush. What would allow them to use their basically their pattern or textures in other people's worlds, such that they could be building a club or a nightclub. And interesting. So I get so when you guys are saying chat is laggy, is that on the live stream side?
I think so. They were complaining about one of.
Interesting. All right. Well, I wonder if that's something is an issue on the live stream side. Uh, okay. So a few people have seen the uh, paintbrush. Well, we apologize that live stream's chat is not cooperating today as much as it normally is. So appreciate you guys still replying, etc. We'll try to figure out maybe there's a different solution in the future we can switch to.
Yeah.
The other thing we did recently is I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we've made some improvements to the YouTube player. We can now play more videos. We rolled out a fix that would allow a lot more videos to play, such as Vivo music videos. And we also went through and wrote some algorithms that look for broken YouTube videos where maybe the videos have been removed from YouTube or the account that owned the video has been suspended. When we looked at that, we had over 200,000 videos that we've removed. So I know a lot of people were frustrated going into a club and having videos trying to play, and then they'd sit there with an error message basically on the screen for 2 minutes. Hopefully, I know this is one of the top requested features when we looked at the club survey, and from that, uh, we made a lot of investment to improve this area. Let me know if this is an area that you guys have noticed an improvement on. I guess the chat's just really laggy.
Yeah.
Normally it's a instant reply once I'm
Right.
chatting with you guys, so apologize for the lag. Interesting. Hmm. Yeah, look, even I'm trying to do the typing on my side, and it looks like it's not even showing up. So just as an FYI.
Yeah, we'll figure out next time.
So I'm gonna keep moving. So uh, this stinks that you guys can't chat like you normally do with us, but we'll figure out a solution next time. Next thing is upcoming features. We mentioned it last time, but we're definitely heads down trying to focus on basically TVs for players. Another thing that you guys gave us some feedback on, we did a survey. Those that were in the forums, we really appreciate you guys doing a survey. We actually emailed a lot of our active users as well. We had over 300 responses. So very excited to get over 300 responses of people filling out the survey. And number one request we'll get into, but it was cars. And so we're actively looking at implementing cars in Kaneva. The other thing that was highly requested was P2P emotes. Being able to customize your own P2P emotes, making it so that the community could make dance moves where you could be collaborating and dancing together. And then the third thing is TVs, such that really it's not just for players, but you could have multiple TVs in the same world, such that you might have two or three different clubs. So let me just drill in on these a little bit. So the player TVs, where what we're trying to do is make it so that as a player you could actually earn your own TV, make your own club, even in the same world with other players and overall community. So that in one world you may end up with three or four clubs. Maybe a hip hop club, maybe a rap club, or you could even have a theater in the same world, playing a movie, and then down the street, here's a club playing music, and maybe you have another TV in your home playing your own whatever you want to play on your home TV. So all this could be working in a world together. And ultimately, as a player, you could have your own playlist and set that, and it's your stuff. So ultimately, this was actually a highly requested feature, even for world owners, that they would have the ability to have multiple clubs in one world. Here's P2P emotes. This is something that we'll be rolling out this quarter, looking at allowing game objects to have custom animations or emotes. One of the examples that we were looking at is maybe you come up with a dance book, and if you earn the dance book, it teaches you how to do tango. You then play the tango move, and maybe you can tango with somebody else. And the more times you dance, the more it drops various items such as a rose, so that there's a bonus if you actually start dancing with others and get an incentive to find people and dance with them. That you're just not just dancing, but every once in a while out comes a nice little gift in the P2P emotes. And then lastly, cars. This is something that we're heavily heads down on, and with this, basically the number one requested feature from that survey was cars. So we're actually in the process of upgrading. In order for us to get cars, we want to have better physics. So we're upgrading the physics engine. We'll be looking at testing it throughout this whole process. Part of it is that players and AI. One of the side benefits will be that players and monsters currently can go through a lot of walls, and this is always a problem if you're trying to build a house or a castle and you don't want people to break into your house or castle. Right now, it's very easy in a lot of these worlds to find a corner and be able to sneak in. As we improve the physics and the collision system, having a good collision will actually stop that flaw, but it sets us up to have cars as well. The other thing that we've been working on, we'd love to get your feedback. This weekend, we're going to open it up so anybody can use the town template. The town template allows players to come into your world right out of the box and start making clubs, fun places in the sandbox world. We're adding in the slots, basically the reward vendors, the paintbrush. The other thing we're in the process of adding to the town template is we call it primitives, but it's basically all the basic building blocks like the wall and the floors and stuff that can easily be retextured or painted. And what we notice is as you guys have been doing the town contest, some of the winners, most of the content were simple primitives or simple walls and floors and signs that made up the place. And so we're adding that to the town template such that any player could use that and paint it and make their own clubs or structures. And we're adding a lot more content. We're looking to add like level 1 through 5 on monsters and other missions and quests. So all that's going into the town template. Highly recommend. We're going to be looking at getting some feedback from you guys probably after this weekend once we do this update. What you guys think of the new town template, what features you like, which ones you don't like, what's the uh, major areas we can improve. And this is ultimately where we're going to put the car and in the local TVs and the P2P emotes. We need to be able to demonstrate a place to use those features. And so we're planning on using the town template as a way to promote and show those features. So we'd love to get your feedback, what you like, what you don't like.
And for those, if you're wondering what the town template looks like in action, I highly recommend you check out K-Town Alpha. We talked about the last update as well. And since then, Smack Dragon has gone in and he's created various levels of monsters and interesting builds. And the town has really, really grown tremendously over the last month or so. And it's just fascinating to see the community come together and build that town out. So if you're wondering what the template looks like before you spend time working and building that out, all these templates have very similar format. They're small town. They have some options for community building where other users can come and build the town with you. You can set combat if you want combat. You can fill monsters, etc. Any and all of that.
They said they couldn't
They
hear what
couldn't
you're
hear me.
saying.
So, can you hear me now? This Manaz? Guys, so what I was saying is if you haven't had the opportunity, if you wanted to check out what the town template looks like in action, I highly recommend checking out K-Town Alpha. That's the world that Smack Dragon has built. And we talked about it briefly at the last update. And since then, the world has grown tremendously. Smack Dragon has made a number of improvements to that town as well. And it's fascinating to see how much the community has come together and built that town out. The small town template is a template for you to do what Smack Dragon has done so that you can take the template, build your own town, and have your friends and your community come together and build the town out. And you can make it as fun, as interesting, as exciting as you want it to be. Uh, as you build your town out using that template. So it's really interesting, it's really fascinating, and it's also another interesting way on how you can be social, have fun, and play the game in Kaneva.
All right. So give us some feedback on the town template in K-Town. Uh, we're in our last month. We've basically have until the end of this weekend, Sunday, for the Build a Town contest. We appreciate the first 2 rounds. It's been very exciting to see all the great towns being built. And again, the winner wins $1,000. Second place is 200. Third place is 100. We'll deadline is Sunday. And then basically we do next week. We'll review them all. We spend a lot of time analyzing them, seeing which ones we like, which ones have the most creativity, and then we'll announce the winners next Friday. So thanks for all your hard work. A lot of this content has given us ideas of how to improve our own town template. So definitely want to incorporate all the great work that you guys have been doing. And this is just some pictures of kind of what we imagined some of the town to look like as you look out there. Here's Main Street. Really want to let the players ultimately be building out their town. Here's more images. Go into Google Images, type in town, you'll see tons of great town images. And if you guys don't see the town template, try it tomorrow. I think by end of day tomorrow, we should have the town template now available for anybody to try. We ran it on a limited basis just to see what feedback we were initially getting. But I believe by the weekend, we should ultimately have a new update for the town template. And that's going to have a lot of the slot machines and other cool new features that you guys haven't seen now available in that template. Here's a map. And just want to open up for Q&A. One of the things that we've also been striving on, I've hit on it in the past, has been performance improvements. Want to turn it over to Manaz to give us an update on performance.
So, in the last release that we did back in July, we made some significant changes, and a number of those changes introduced some instability in the client as well. Many of you sent us your feedback, opened up tickets. Since then, we've gone back and made a number of improvements. We've studied every single crash that's come in our system, and we've looked at it. We've looked at the trends, and we made a number of stability fixes. And from what we can see from our data, that the stability fixes are working well. The client is stable again. There are fewer issues. It's not that we don't have any issues, but there are much fewer issues. And we're kind of getting back to a much more stable environment on the client and the user experience. Uh, Send us feedback. Let us know if you see any issues, whether the client keeps crashing or if it's too laggy. Let us know. Open up the tickets. We look at these things carefully, and that helps us actually prioritize and figure out where do we focus next. So uh, I think we've made some improvements, and the team has worked very hard in bringing those improvements out to the community.
Okay. I don't know if the leg is still very leggy. I think it is. Um, is there any questions that you guys have? Aladdin, good. Glad you could join us. See that you got to head out, but thanks for coming. Okay. Well, we'll look into the lag issue and see if this continues in the next release. Oh, here comes some questions. Can you have a pizza? Sure, Ronnie. There's probably a virtual pizza in Kaneva somewhere. If not, could maybe we get a designer to upload a pizza. Haven't had any 3D crashes in a while. Thanks for fixing that. Yep, we've been spending a lot of time looking at the crashes. Uh, are Flash players being worked on to stay on in worlds when the owner leaves? Is that for all worlds and or uh, developer worlds, or where is this an issue for everybody? Okay, Sudsby says developer worlds mostly. Is this related to the Flash player or Flash frame not working in dev worlds? Dragon Keeper, regarding having mods drop items for building, we're in the process of actually enabling that. I expect that to happen in an upcoming release either this month or next month. So keep an eye out on that. We'll definitely be announcing that. It's been something that we're working on. A lot of it's just changing the permissions uh, so that basically now you could have any moderator who comes in your world could help you build much quicker. And we're actually trying to make it so that you could even make the whole world creative mode. And the idea there is that any player or anybody coming to your world, you might want to make it private, but you can have all your friends join and basically allow your friends to help you build the world quickly. And I know there's a handful of you guys who are wanting the scripting back. Uh, right now, we're heads down trying to get the game framework kind of solid before we would allow scripting to be re-enabled. And the idea there is, as we add cars and weapons and monsters and other gameplay, P2P emotes, then we can expose the scripting to leverage all of the underlying framework. But that's going to require some work. So we're not quite ready for enabling scripting on new worlds. If you already have a developer world, that should still be working. We've not turned those off. But in terms of empowering more scripting, especially in the game worlds, we've held off on that. There's definitely a possibility of bringing the scripting back. It's just we're heads down on the gameplay right now as a game framework. The other features, quite frankly, that make developer world special, such as moderators can drop items, we're going to try and make that so that that can occur in any world. And then the other features that we looked at, we want to fix the media to work in all of the worlds as well. So definitely hear you loud and clear on the developer worlds. And right now we've been trying to get the game framework so that if you are a scripter, you would get a much more rich library of APIs and content to play with. Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys showing up. Apologize that the live stream chat was very leggy today. We'll look into that. Hopefully, it gets addressed by the next meeting. If not, we'll look at some alternative options out there. And thank you again for logging in. And we'll stick around for a few minutes. But again, thanks for your questions and feedback. And look forward to delivering on a lot of features that you guys have been asking for. All right, thanks, guys.